Hi everyone, welcome back to the Geterbrewed channel. Today I'm on the brew deck at Rye River Brewing Company. We're doing a collaborative brew with Rye River and Old Street, who are from London and Hackney Wick. And what we're doing today is showcasing the awesome malt from Dingemans. So they're brewing a lager style. So what would you look for when you're brewing a lager style? That Dingemans Belgian Pilsen malt and a little bit of the wheat. So come on, follow the day, check out the brewery and the process and get to meet the team. If you don't know Rye River Brewing Company, they're a large independent craft brewery in Ireland and consistently knocking out really impressive beers. They have a massive accolade of awards in the World Beer Awards, most highly decorated craft brewery in the last few years of World Beer Awards. They've paired up with Old Street Brewery from Hackney Wick, brew pub in London, and they're producing some incredible beers, some really innovative beer styles, and we've been excited to join them in this collaboration. I'm really pleased that they have chosen to highlight Dingemans malt and show the quality of it in the beer that they're brewing today. Dingemans malt is something that we've all been super excited to be able to get into the UK and Ireland, and we're privileged to have taken on that distribution role. So we want you guys to try this malt. What better way to do it than show you some of our best customers collaborating together and showing you what that malt can do.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm the head brewer at Old Street Brewery, based in Hackney in East London. We make modern experimental beers, focusing on good ingredients mainly. We make a lot of hop forward beers and also a lot of fruit stuff. With us today is Adam, our founder and ex-head brewer a long time ago, and my lead brewer Charlie. So me and Bill met when we were in Munich over a lot of beers, over a shared love of German hops, I would say, more than just the hype stuff. We're underdogs. We thought we'd come make beers together and celebrate our dogs. Yeah, so the name is the Dog Days of Summer. It's really just crushing beers at the end of the summer with your mates, which is hopefully what we'll end up doing in our launch in London. I'm really excited to be using Dingemans. I've heard really good stuff. It smells great, looks great. If it's good enough for monks, it's good enough for me. So yeah, we'll see. This is a great introduction to using this new malt, which I'm really excited about. So this beer will be split between Dublin and London. You'll be able to get it in our bar in Hackney Wick and on our web shop. And we'll be doing a launch around when it comes out in the Craft Beer Co.
Hi, welcome. It's Bill here at Rye River Brewing. You caught us on an exciting day today. We're working on a collaboration brew with our friends at Old Street Brewery. The Hoonstag Kolsch is our 5% brew that we're working on brewing right now. We're the louder ton going forward to the kettle. I met Josh in Germany a few months back, and it seemed like a good idea at the time as we were drinking some Kolsch to put a recipe together, but both our breweries like to kind of put a twist on things, so we're going to have a fun one in this. It's going to be a slightly dry hopped Kolsch with some new interesting German hops, Kalista and Tango, and we're pushing some interesting formats to get them into the brew as well. Josh and I are both avid dog lovers as well, and their brewery has dogs visiting it all the time on their taproom days and such, and as we were talking about brewing a Kolsch, we're like, well man, that's the beer for the dog days of summer. And this beer has kind of taken its own life. It's a bit of a mutt, so Kutter in German is mutt, so it's a mutt Kolsch, and that's because again we're not just sticking to the traditional approach on this Kolsch. We're going to throw a dry hop in and push some advanced hop products into it. So you're up on the brew deck here at Rye River. It's a 25-hectare brew house. Okay, so this morning we got some great Dingemans malt in that we're brewing. So it's a Belgian malt. We brought in their Pilsner and we brought in their wheat to be the backbone on this particular brew. So we've been working with Johnny for a few years, and he's clued us on to some great products. And I remember getting a phone call from Johnny. He's like, man, Bill, I've got some new malt coming. You've got to come check this out. Just back from a trip over to Belgium, and we are very excited that we're going to now be pushing this Belgian malt. And I'm like, cool. I was like, I probably used it. Who is it? He's like, Dingemans. I was like, oh, I know all about them. Great reputation as a Belgian maltster, and the reputations of the breweries who have stuck with this maltster over the decades is very impressive. So we were excited when their malt started making their way into our market. We sampled a number of malts, but again, for this style, it made sense to focus on the Pilsner and the wheat. But you know, it was like this morning, tearing those bags open, taking a handful, having a sniff, having a taste. It was amazing, the aromas jumping out of the bag right away. And again, some really interesting specialty malts with Dingemans too, that we've tried some samples of over the past few months. And we're really looking forward to when we get into those kind of malt forward, heavier, you know, winter warmers. I think you're definitely going to see a few of these feature in the coming months. We mashed that in this morning. We took it through a protein rest and then through a couple temperature stands, and we got our conversion. We're really happy with how the brew day is going. Transferred it over to the lauter tun, and right now it's just finishing up going forward. We're about 25 hec forward right now. We'll pull a couple hec more forward to accommodate the boil off that we're expecting. But right now, let's have a look here. We're just running through the very end. The sparge is finished. We're just pulling that last bit of liquor through the grain bed now. And the kettle there is just working its way up here to a boil. You can probably get an angle in here. You'll see that we're just starting to build a foam. We're at about 90 degrees. The convection on our calandria is going to kick off in a couple degrees, and that'll start agitating the beer, and we'll get to a boil. We're going to do a 90-minute boil on a brew like this. Again, it's all light malts, the Pilsner and the wheat, so we want to boil off any of that DMS that could form on the brew. And then we're going to start looking for a little bit of a hop addition to stabilize that, but most of the hops are going to enter actually in the whirlpool today. So then that's where the brew starts getting fun on that side of things. And around the corner, we can always take a walk. And we've propagated up across the last 3 or 4 days some fresh Kolsch yeast for this brew, which is ready to go. It's just waiting for this wort to push into an FE, and we'll push that yeast in at the same time. Yeah, so a bit of a fun one. So yeast, again, we do actually have a Kolsch that we sell here year round, but we don't often have that Kolsch strain alive in the tanks behind you, as you can see. So when it came to doing this brew, we took our favorite Kolsch strain, which is from White Labs, the WLP 029, and we started growing that up about 3-4 days ago. So it's been grown in flasks and then a brink, and now here we are in our modified candy mixer. And at the moment, man, I don't know, you can probably smell that from here. The PRVs have been lifting a bit as we've got this primed and ready to go. I'd agitate it right now, but it's so lively, you start to see it shoot out all over the place. But basically what's been happening is about every 4 to 6 hours, we're giving it a dart of some fresh oxygen. We've got a built-in agitator there, and we're mixing it all about every time that we're walking by. Cool. So this is a fun one. As we mentioned, we're going to take a pretty modern approach to the way we're brewing this. We're going to dry hop this beer, even though that's not something you'd normally do on a Kolsch style. There's some exciting German hops that kind of offer a bit of citrus and bit of sweet fruits that we've tied in on this one. So we've got Tango, which is a German varietal that's a bit lively in that kind of way. So we're excited. We're going to be working with some of the specialty products from Barth Haas. For this, we've got the Lupo Max Calista. We've got the Tango Spectrum. Again, both of these German varietals known for pushing the citrus and the sweet fruits side of thing, which we think will be a really interesting top note to put on top of our Kolsch. So we still want this to be that real sessionable sipper, but kind of offer that fun side of New World beer that everybody's enjoying today. And these products are the right ones to choose to do it. So really excited. Again, they're going to be going in right before the fermentation finishes. We'll get these hops in, and then this Kolsch is still going to go through that lagering period as well before we get this ready to pop into can and keg. So the Hundstag Kotter Kolsch is a limited release for us. This is our July release this year. We do 5 of these, this one being a collab with Old Street Brewery. It's going to be a pretty limited batch. We've done a 25 hect brew, and we're going to split that between the Irish market and the UK market. So our friends at Old Street have organized taking a number of kegs and cases over into their market, as well as we're going to be pouring that. But because of that being split between the 2 markets this time, I'd expect to see this one disappear pretty quick. So July is probably your window. August, the dog days of summer, that's the time to drink this beer.
So that was the brew day with Old Street and Rye River Brewing Company. We've had a great day, and we hope you get the chance to try the beer. And until next time, happy brewing.